Hello, and welcome to the Trace Tracker User Tab tutorial. I'm Nicole, and I'm going to be walking you step by step through the User Tab, also known as the Admin tool. Please keep in mind that the User Tab is only provided to the users that are performing administrative rights within the department, facility, or the enterprise. So with that being said, not all users have access to the tool. Let's discuss some User Tab functionality. The User Tab allows the administrator to update user status. So I can take a user from a disabled status to an active status, from an active status to terminated if they're leaving the facility, for example. You also have the ability to reset your user's passphrases. So for each user of course has a passphrase that allows them the ability to log into Tracker, Pixart, or the Trace Voice solutions. If they log in incorrectly a certain amount of times, they will be locked out of the system. If you want to reset their passphrase, you have the ability to do that in this tool. You also have the ability to edit user information as well as upload electronic signatures, and that's very helpful when it comes to the annotation feature within FactCert. You also have the ability to create notification groups, add users to the notification groups, as well as remove users from a notification group. I am now in one of our demo education environments so that we can flow through the tab. You can see that the User Tab is the last tab that I have visible within this Tracker Education demo environment. Again, if you need access to the User Tab and you do not see it when you log into Tracker and you are performing or need to perform administrative functions, please contact your Trace administrator or your account manager. You can also contact support. Within the Trace User Tab, I have the User sub-tab as well as the Group sub-tab. I'm going to focus right now on the User tab. You can see at this point I've highlighted the Shanklin Hospital as the hospital that I want to view. These are all of the departments that make up the Shanklin Hospital in this train environment. Now I have the ability, if I just wanted to type in the first name of someone that I want to access, I can just type in their first name or last name and hit enter, and it'll actually pull them up and narrow down your search. As you can see, I have entered in Adrian, so there's something I need to change about Adrian's profile. In order to make an edit or an update to Adrian's profile or the user's profile, I need to click on the name. Once I click on the name, I am in the window that allows me to make the changes. You can see the first change that I have is Set Tracker Passphrase. This allows you to update the passphrase. So if the user again logged in with their own custom passphrase, let's say they fat fingered it and they got it incorrect and they're locked out, you now can go in and type a new default passphrase and hit update, and then they have the ability to access the system. Next, you can use this field if you are utilizing Windows authentication to force the user to change the passphrase on the next login attempt by entering in their user Windows account name in this field and then clicking the update button. Again, this field is only for those who utilize the Windows authentication tool. If you do not, once you enter in the default passphrase on this field, the first field in the screen, and click update, the user will then be able to use that default passphrase to access the system, and the system will prompt them to change their passphrase to make it customized. Next is the ability to change the status. So let's say in this example, I don't need to change the passphrase. What I need to do is change the user from an active status to a terminated status. I would click terminated here as the status and then click update. When I click update, it is now making the change. That user is now terminated. So in this example, it was the last day for Adrian to work at the facility, and I am terminating Adrian from access into the system. You can see at any time, if I need to go back and I need to change the status, I can click update again and it makes the appropriate changes. Just to make sure you're aware of the definitions for each of the categories, when a user is active, they are actively utilizing the system. A user will stay in the active bucket or category up to the 90th day of inactivity. On the 91st day, if they are inactive and not utilizing the system, they will move from an active status to inactive. Again, on the 91st day, they will move from active to inactive. The user would stay in the inactive bucket from the 91st day to the 180th day. On the 181st day, they would move to disabled. Next is terminated. Terminated is a manual process to change a user. There's not a particular automated trigger by days of inactivity that will take a user to terminate it. It is only if you want to make that change or if you request it from customer support that you would like a user to be terminated. So those are really the definitions. Next is the trace account information. If for Adrienne Defoe I need to make an update of a phone number, let's say a fax number, an email address change, a text email address, I would just type that information here in these fields. If there's a name change, I can make the name change here. Also, if I wanted to upload a signature for Adrienne for the annotation feature, for example, I would click the upload signature and actually be able to pull that signature from a file and save it to Adrienne's profile. So here, I'm going to make a change. And then I'm going to click Save. I'm going to return to List, and that is going to take me to the next tab of Groups. Under the Group section, I have the ability to see all of the notification groups on the server. Again, notification groups allow users within Tracker to notify a particular group or department or individual users that make up that department on any trace fax, a fax cert, a pick cert, any trace transaction. If they want to notify a particular group of that transaction, you're utilizing the notification groups that you can create here. So now I'm ready to create a new group for my facility, and it's the imaging group. So I'm going to go in and enter in a unique ID for the particular group. I then am going to enter in the group name, which is going to be the name or label that's visible within Tracker. And then the actual department description. Then I just click Create Group. As you can see, once I create group, I can scroll down and I now see the new notification group that I've just created. I can then click View Users. Now I know that I just created this group and therefore I have not associated any users yet to this group. So now when I click on View Users, I have the ability to see all of the users that I have under Home Teams. And you can see I wanted to see all of the users that I have the ability to be able to pull in. So I have all teams here. If I wanted to only select a particular home team in order to create this notification group, I could do that as well. But I want the full list of all of the users. So then I can go in and scroll and I can select the right user in order to add to this team. So I'm going to add Nancy Smith because she should be a part of this radiology department of Chestnut Imaging. When you click the Add button, it is then going to display. And as you can see now, I have Nancy Smith as a part of this group, and then I'm also going to add Carla. At any time, if I need to remove any users from a group, I can simply click the Remove button and they will no longer be in that notification group. And that's really it. The two tabs, the User tab and then the Group tab, give you all of this ability. Keep in mind as well, if you have the ability for this User tab as well as for the new Customer Portal tool, you have really the ability to update all of your user information. Thank you so much for viewing this tutorial. If you have any questions on the content, please feel free to contact our support office at 1-877-864-2378. Thank you.